Sean Huxter here. Welcome to Magical Little Worlds with me. So a few years ago, like maybe a decade ago now, so that's not really a few, I got interested in airships. It all started when I listened to a Doctor Who Big Finish story called, I can't remember what it's called, Storm of Orion or something, Sword of Orion. I can't remember exactly, but it was, it took place on in the airship, the R101, and I got fascinated. I did some research. I looked up the R101, found out that it had crashed on its maiden voyage, found out why. It was retrofitted later to include more cargo area, I believe, and it just could not fly. So I got interested in airships. I went down a rabbit hole of airships, like not uncommon for me to go down a rabbit hole once in a while. And I collected some paper models, and I made those. And I have a Hindenburg. I have a 4-foot Graf Zeppelin in my 3D printing room. I have a lot of airships. I have the beautiful airship from the Golden Compass movie, one of my favorite airships of all time. And then I collected this because I saw this on the store shelves at the time. I said, that's a beautiful airship. I love it. And I bought it. Of course, I wasn't really interested in the fact that this is actually from the Secret Saturdays TV show. Of course, it was on the package, but I didn't really understand what that was. I didn't watch the show. I wasn't interested in these kinds of cartoons back in that day. But I probably should have, because this was about a family of people, Doc, Drew, and Zach Saturday, whose kind of mission it was to seek out and stop cryptids from doing their damage. They were working on cryptozoology, and all the shows had to do with cryptids, that is, creatures of some sort, non-human creatures. But I bought this for the airship. But what this is not just an airship. This is a magical little world, because, I'm going to zoom out a little now, because you're going to need to. Inside the ship, when you open it up, it is, first you have to remove the tail, and that'll be obvious in a second as to why. When you open this up, this is a magical little world. This is an actual playset. So it's like a Mighty Max playset or whatever, like one of those playsets. And one of the things is this one lays flat. It has as its supports this antenna here, and then these fins over here. And there's nothing supporting the middle, so you have to take this and place this like so, and this supports the middle then. So you have some support for the middle of the playset. Now, what does this do? Well, you've got this water section over here, this ocean section. I think this actually kind of jams on there. And then you have this tower. This tower snaps up in the middle, and then you've got this line. This line attaches to the ship by the mast. And so you attach the ship to the line by the mast, and then this ship goes into this peg right here. And that kind of supports the... Oh, I got that tangled there. There you go. That supports the tower staying upright. And you have two figures, Zach Saturday and Hibagon, which is, I believe that they say it's a Japanese Yeti. So basically it's a Yeti. And then you have Zach. And so this is called Saturday Airship Showdown. And the action takes place, first of all, on two trains. So your characters can fit on these trains by their little stands being jammed into these little semicircular holes. Probably put them on the other way around so that Zach is facing us. And the Yeti is also facing us. And then these trains go back and forth, simulating a battle happening on the train. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. So you have a little battle going on the train. When you've done that, you can jump off onto this bridge and then jump onto the platform. Now, the platform also is a place to place characters. And when you go up, this broken window opens. Now, you can't fit a character in there. I'm not quite sure what happens in there, but this is a broken window. I'm assuming now that this is reenacting a scene from the show, but I don't know that to be true. And then what happens up here, zooming back out, there are two platforms up here to place your characters on so that they can continue their pitched battle. And then when the chips are down, Zach can take his hook, swing it over the line, and zip to safety down to the ship, where there's another foothold on the end of the ship that he can stand in, and the boat can take him to safety. And that's basically the main play set features of this set. The reason I brought this up is not because of this set. This was like a bonus. I had this. This was in my collection, sitting on my shelf for a decade or more, I guess, depending on when the show started. I think it was definitely more than a decade ago. But they also made some of these. These are typical heads, like very much like Mighty Max or Polly Pocket. They're compact, they open. And this one is Fiskerton's Train Chase. Now, Fiskerton is a cryptid. He is himself a cryptid, but he was an adopted child of Drew and Doc Saturday, and was treated as part of the family. He is a Lemurian, apparently. I've done my research, but I haven't really watched the show. And so this set, he's not a villain, I don't think. He's actually part of the family and helps. So this opens up to reveal a set that lays flat. This middle section comes up like so, and this is called Fiskerton's Train Chase because this is part of a train. I believe maybe it's a cross section of a train, I'm not really sure. Now, it comes with two characters. This is Munya. Munya is a mutant, a cryptid, and he mutates from like a Frankenstein form into this kind of human spider hybrid form. And then you have Fiskerton, who is quite this gangly character that is part of the Saturday family, and they have their battle hidden in this set. So also we have this kind of interesting octopus here, a very many-eyed creature, something almost Cthulhu-like, and his mouth opens up, and I love the fact that this mouth opens up when you push this leg down. And he, of course, is coming out of the water here onto this sort of beachy area. I would imagine, rather than that, this is probably a river, and this is underneath a train bridge, because this is a train car. Then you have this section here that opens up to reveal a doorway through the set, and your battle can take place in here. I don't know if there's anything missing in this set, because I bought this secondhand, but that is... right, so Munya can stand here, and then Fiskerton can launch him off the train using this catapult. And that is this set. Let me place my characters here where we can see them. Let me just move this over here. Characters here. Then I also have this second set. Now this one is called the Lava Lair. And when I first saw this, I said, yeah, this is so Mighty Max, isn't it though? I love the look of this, the sculpt, the details, the paint. These eyes are an interior part that is part of the exterior, which is very much a Mighty Max trait. Oops, this hinge came off. These hinges are designed to pop back on and off, no problem. This again opens up like the first one, and the middle section is a volcano that rises up, and I really love that. Look at this. That is beautiful. And then again, these two lava things form the eyes. This is a great set. I actually thought I had the figures. Yes, here we go. So the figures are jammed into the volcano right now. That's right. So when I looked down into the volcano and I saw a flat base, that was not a platform. That was actually the base of one of the characters. So we have, in this set, we have Zack Saturday again. Only he's now in a flame retardant suit because he is dealing with a lava monster. And the lava lizard. And the lava lizard is made of molten material. He's very hot. He doesn't look like he's glowing, but he is actually, he came right out of the lava. So he's very hot. You don't want to touch him. This is why the flame retardant suit. And then some of the play features are, we have the rolling ice boulder, which really doesn't roll. It just kind of, it starts up here, and you can drop it down, and it'll go, very much like a boulder from the Indiana Jones opening. But it's not really that impressive, really, when it comes down to it. But, you can have a character stand here and have him be struck by the boulder, right? Which is fun. Another feature, let me see, I'm looking at my notes, is you can slide through the volcano. Yeah, so your character can drop into the volcano and slide out at the bottom. Of course, the hook makes that a little difficult. I wonder how the big guy does. They're kind of large to do it, but they do actually slide down through, so that's kind of nice. And let me see, there's another feature. So I'm looking at a picture of the battle back of the box. And then there's this translucent orange lava floor, which is kind of nice. And you've got more beasts there, more lava lizards. And that that, by the way, this is an ice boulder, apparently, which is supposed to cool off the lava monster. And of course, this looks like eggs from the lizards, right? So the environment's kind of cool. We have nowhere near the detail of a Mighty Max set, but I do like them anyway. So I'm gonna put my characters here. And one of the reasons I wanted to do this today is because there's a third one. The third one is called Swamp Creatures Battleground. And I get to open this one. This one is an unopened set. So we're gonna do an opening now. And should I worry that this is vintage? No, this package is kind of ratty anyway, right? So I don't really care about the package. So I am going to open this for us, and we'll look at the third of these sets. Now, if you look at the back, you will say that there's one other set, and I do not have this one, and that is Argos Jet Threat. Argos being the main villain of the show. But this also shows the features here. So we have Zack and the Swamp Creature. And this is the Honey Island Swamp Creature, because there's a whole bunch of different Swamp Creatures in this series, apparently. You have battle stations here. You have a spinning chamber. You can twist the knobs to rotate the figures in battle, and you watch out for the crocodile behind Zack there. And you can spin Zack in the fusion chamber. So these are the features of this set. Help Zack defeat this murky menace. So let's open this one. So we don't get to just look at the two, we get to open a brand new one. So it's typical packaging. I'm gonna pull the bubble pack away here somehow. Yeah, here we go. This is a good way in. And I'll rip it out. And packaging. And we have the top clamshell here, the top shell. And this says spinning chamber and battle stations. Packaging. And let's pull out, first of all, I do not want to lose this because it's transparent on a transparent thing. This is the cap of the chamber. So we want to make sure we have the spinning chamber cap. And then the compact itself can come out somehow. And do that. And place that aside. Come on, get out of there. Oh, it's stuck in with one of these elastics. And that's, I'm just going to pull because it's, yeah, it was kind of tabbed in. I'd have to have done a lot of work there, so I just pulled it out. This one does not have a central section that pops up in the middle, I don't believe. And then, of course, I just launched my characters away as well. The two characters are the Honey Island Swamp Beast. Come on, guy. And then we have Zack Saturday again. Interestingly enough, none of these playsets featured Drew or Doc. They're all Zack. By the way, this character has a name. It's Charoof. I failed to mention that. My bad. Now this one, let me get the card back again because I definitely need to refer to that. This is just, here they just call it a Swamp Creature. So, you can put Zack in the chamber, cap the chamber, and apparently you can spin the chamber. Is there a mechanism for that, I wonder, or is it just spin the chamber? I don't see like a gear. It would be nice if there was a gear or something. I don't see such a thing. So this is, kind of lower detail. Not great. Paint and detail is very low on this. Now this allows you to put your characters on these two platforms here, like the others. They're the oval platforms, and the characters fit into here. And I'm not sure how tightly they hold, but if you do that, you can rotate this, and you can simulate a battle. And when it says for Max to watch, or Max, again, I call him Max, Zack to watch out for the crocodile, he's just hanging out there. There's no mechanism to make him fly up or anything. I mean, the detail's pretty low on this one. I think of the three sets, this is the least impressive. Nothing here comes up, I don't think. And this rotates, but doesn't have any kind of gear mechanism. But there is a foothold in there, so you can place Max in here, or Max, I keep calling him Max. And Zack can go in here and rotate. And that is the basics of this set. I don't think there's any extra features or anything I'm missing. That's basically it. And it looks like this on the outside. Again, the eyes, the little green pillars in there form part of the eyes, which is a Mighty Max trait, which I kind of like. So for that alone, oh wait now. You know what? That's one. This has got to open, doesn't it? Yes. Oh my Lord. There is another one. So the middle piece does go up. Oh, it's just done in such a different way. See, we're discovering this as we go. So I have no foreknowledge of these sets. So what looked to me like that is one thing, actually this hint is that this comes up as well. So in all three sets, the middle does come up. And now you can see detail in here that I couldn't see before. So you've got stones, and that's actually much nicer. These stones, I could see hints of it when this was closed. But what it does not reveal, however, is a gear or anything that allows you to move to spin this, which would have been nice again. Anyway, that's the third set. And that one was called Swamp Creatures Battleground. And I'll place that here, and my characters here. And zoom in, rotate, and show off the 4 sets. Originally, there were 3 of these heads, and I didn't realize until I got them that they were related to the Saturday's Airship. And when I did some research, I found it and said, you know what? I own that already. So I'm quite happy to show these off. I hope you like this review, and stay tuned for some more reviews. So for Magic Little Worlds, I'm Sean Huckster. Talk to you later. Bye.